Yo, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about this chart that you're seeing right now. It's like an Excel spreadsheet, and I did not make this. I actually got it from the Market Cipher Discord, which you do get access to when you get Market Cipher. And um, once you do that, once you do get Market Cipher, you'll automatically be added to, or not automatically, but you'll have access to the Market Cipher Discord, which is just a Discord full of a bunch of traders who trade from crypto to stocks to even Forex. It's a super awesome community. Um, Even Crypto Face and his brother Flopping Roper are part of that group. They're the ones who created it, and they're on there posting a bunch of different technical analysis or their thoughts um, all the time. And it's just a super valuable Discord that you do get access to if you get Market Cipher. So not only is Market Cipher a super awesome indicator and tool you can use for trading, you even get access to a awesome community of traders. In my opinion, the best community of traders. They've got profit logs in there. They've got testimonials or testimonials. They used to be called testimonials because it was a joke that with Market Cipher you could make enough money to buy a Tesla. But anyways, that's another topic for another day. Um, if you do want to get Market Cipher for yourself, check out the link in my description. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Leave this video a like if you like it, a dislike if you don't. Comment, let me know what I can do better. But without further ado, let's talk about this chart. So, what is this chart? This chart is it's pretty much, so there's two different sides. On this side, we have $1,000 with 1% per day. And then on this side, we have $10 with 1% per day. So this is pretty much talking about so like if you have $1,000 and you open a trading account, and if you can make 1% per day consistently within, you can see right here, within 3 years, within 36 months, you can see how much your account would be, which is right here, this number. What is that number? That is $9 million, $9.7 million. And then I mean, there, I don't want to say this chart makes it too simple because honestly, it can be that simple. And you don't want to overcomplicate things because that's a really big problem that a lot of people run into is they just overcomplicate stuff and they never become successful. But if you can break it down to something like this, and I'm not saying that you're always going to make 1% per day or that you always have to trade every day because I mean, sometimes that's impossible. And honestly, if you're going to be trading every day, you're literally not going to be doing anything else but sitting in front of your computer, sitting in front of the charts, and that's literally all you're going to be doing. If you want to do that, go ahead. I'm sure you could honestly make 1% per day on $1,000. I actually talked to somebody the other day about this, and they were like, "That's crazy. You could never make 1% per day." But honestly, it's not that hard. Like, especially in the crypto space. Maybe if you're in stocks or whatever, it might be a little harder, but like seeing 10 to 15% moves in one day is not out of the ordinary in crypto. Like, that's the reason why people say it's volatile and that it's risky, because it moves in these big percentages sometimes. I mean, not all the time, but some of the time it does. Um, And if you can break it down to where your mindset is you just have to make 1% per day, and within 3 years, your payout could be $9 million, like it just changes your perspective. So And this isn't taking into account a number of factors. There are a bunch of factors in trading. Like this chart has to do with, so like we have $1,000 month one. We'd get 1% per day on that $1,000. We'll have $300 profit that first month. So we can see, um, that's not what I wanted. $300 profit right here. So like this is, I guess, like your principal, if you want to say, and then the next month you're adding your profit to your principal. So I mean, one thing you can say about this is, and a lot of what CryptoFace says and a lot of what traders say is, you have to be able to take your profits, because, and that might be one thing that contradicts this chart, because in this chart you're taking your principal and then you're just adding your profits on and you're compounding it pretty much. So after that 1 month you have an extra $300, so then now you're trading with $1,300 instead of 1,000. So then over 30 days, if you're making another 1% per day, you're going to have $390. So then you add that to your principal that you're going to be trading with, and it just keeps on compounding and making your profits larger and larger. I think if you're doing this like to start out, it's not a big deal, but you have to keep in mind that you want to take your profits and pay yourself and take the money when it's given to you, because really anything can happen. And I mean, if you're holding Bitcoin, and I mean, if it takes a big dump, then you might be losing some of those profits. But if you can hold on to those profits and be confident in your trades and keep on building your your account pretty much, and reinvesting your profits you make into your account and then compounding it, you can see in this chart you can make a lot of money. And I mean, I'm not, like I said before, you definitely, you want to take your profits, and this chart doesn't take into consideration all the different factors of trading, like the risk, or I mean, honestly, when you're trading you're gonna lose some money, like you'll take some losses here and there, but the thing is you want to make your, you want to have big wins and small losses, and then those add up to even bigger wins, because, and that makes you a profitable trader. You're profitable and making money. But you can see, I mean, once you get down within like 2 years and your account is like 200 grand, you might not be comfortable with trading with a whole 200 grand. And frankly, trading with your whole account is not like the best risk management way to do things. Usually you want to risk no more than 2% of your total capital that you have in your account. So like say you have only $1,000, honestly you'd only want to risk around $100 to $200, honestly, because, or no, you can expose at least like $100 to $200, but you don't want to risk more than like 1 to 2%, which would honestly be, for $1,000 it's like $20. So, and I could go into this on another video, but if you do that, there's a way where you can use leverage and you're only risking like $20, but you're actually trading with $100 to $200. Excuse me. I had to sneeze there, but, and bless me. But anyways, there's a way you can do it where, like, say you're using 5x leverage, you can expose like $20 in a trade, but actually trade with $200 and make a profit off of that money that you have exposed. So that's like the safe way of doing it. But so I mean, some people might say this chart isn't the safest way to trade or the most risk averse way to trade, but I think it's just something to put in perspective. Like, you're not going to be like using this chart for your everyday trade and stuff. It's just something to put in your mind and in perspective. Like, if you just buckle down and learn how to trade, and I mean, if you want to use Market Cipher because it's an awesome indicator and it works, and you learn Market Cipher and you learn how to use it, and you learn how to make good trades and make confident trades consistently, then like this chart just puts it in perspective to how much money you can actually make. I mean, it doesn't take into account losses that you'll probably take, because it's a given. You're most likely you're gonna lose a little money, especially if you're a new trader, that doesn't really know anything about trading or knows how to trade. But anyways, I'm rambling right now, and I don't really do any editing because I like just being raw and posting like my thoughts and just having like a conversation. So yeah, I mean, this might not be the most risk adverse way to trade or whatever, but it's just something to put your mind in perspective. If you have $1,000 and you can consistently be profitable, make money trading, then within 3 years, which really isn't that long, it's not that long of a time. Like, think about going to college. Like, you want a bachelor's degree, you're going to be there at least 4 years, at least. And then this is only 3 years, just putting it into perspective, where you could potentially have made $9 million. It's just crazy to think about. And I mean, I'm going to keep saying this, but it doesn't take into account other factors, because there are other factors. If you want to learn more about trading, I'm definitely going to be posting more videos about it and everything. How to have good risk management and that stuff, which will have to do with what I was talking about earlier, with only risking like 2% and only exposing like 20% of your total capital in your account on a trade. But that's for another time. The next part of this video, I wanted to talk about how, like, a couple times where you could have made at least 1% on Bitcoin in the recent history. So now that we've talked about this chart and the potential of trading and just the perspective to put your mind in by looking at this chart and witnessing it. And there's a reason why in red right here it says no excuse, never give up, because honestly, 1%, it's not like impossible. A lot of people think it's impossible. And I mean, the person I was talking to the other day was like, that's crazy. That's like 365% in a year. I mean, it's crazier when you look at some people who bought into Shiba Inu or Dogecoin, which are complete shit coins. Excuse my language. And they've made upwards of 1,000%. And I mean, even the most recent history, if you look at Bitcoin, I think, here, let's just go look at it right now. Oops. We're gonna go to the weekly time frame right here on Bitcoin. Let me freaking auto this. Anyways, okay, so. Okay, let's see. Let's go from 2020 to 2021. And let's see. Okay, where were we right here? 2020. Beginning of 2020 to 2021. Within 1 year, 371 days. That's a little more than, let's see, let's go back a little bit. Anyways, 364 days. Within 1 year, Bitcoin has gone up 752% overall. Oh, shoot, actually, no. That was up here. But I mean, that's pretty close. Within 400 days. If you go down to here where it's more closer to 370, 365, that's 400%. Like, that's not crazy. People are like, that's crazy, 365% in a year and compounding. Not even the best fund managers or stock managers can do that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's just something to put into perspective. And I mean, even though it was up 400%, if you look right here, back in 2020 February, I think this was the Black Swan event when the coronavirus hit and stuff just was doing crazy. Even the stock market took a huge hit. You can see, heck, that dumped 60%, but that was around like coronavirus. But honestly, it's still, overall, it was up. Within a year, it was like 400% up, which really isn't that crazy. And just to put into perspective a little bit. But anyways, so we were talking about this chart and how people think that it's crazy that you can't do this. But honestly, you can. Like, you just got to put your mind to it and do it. And honestly, if it's something that you really want to do and something you really want to learn, what other people are saying shouldn't even really matter. Like, it is what it is, okay? But moving on, the next part of this video, I wanted to talk about how just a few times where we could have found at least a 1% move in recent history on the Bitcoin chart. Even before that, let's look at this. Look at this beautiful blood diamond. If you haven't seen my video about these awesome blood diamonds, go check it out. It's on my channel. I think it was like 1 or 2 videos ago. But yeah, this is on the hour chart. Look at that beautiful blood diamond. And a pretty decent dump. Heck, that was 1% right there. And I think if you go down, I wanted to go down to a lower time frame and kind of see if I can find any 1% moves. If you go to the 12 minute time frame, right here, we had another blood diamond. We had 2 blood diamonds. We had a blood diamond on the hour and the 12 minute. That's a big sign. And that's a confident trade you could have made right there. And you could have made, look, this is the first one I wanted to talk about. If you got in on the top, maybe you saw this Vwap right there and you saw it was going down. You come down 1.18%. That's pretty good. And that was within 48 minutes. Back on the 16th of April. So literally today. At what time? 9:12. That was a big dump. Wish I would have seen it, but that's for another day. And then we're just going to keep on moving backwards here. And like, this is, you can see, yes, we had the blood diamond on the 12 minute and the 1 hour. And then we have this momentum was up, getting close to overbought area up towards this line on market Cipher B. And then we can see Vwap. This is a pretty good curvature right here on Vwap. We got oversold momentum, kind of spiky, not too rounded, which we'd like to see. But then we also have money flow is in the red. So that's a pretty decent trade. Pretty confident trade using market Cipher. And then, like we said, on the 1 hour, we had the blood diamond. We had a nice, close red dot. Momentum was still on the bearish side. And even right here, we had a money flow crossover from the green to the red. You can tell by the money flow bar down here. Pretty good trade right there. And let's go back to the 12 minute and move on. Oh shoot. Anyways, this is turning into a longer video, but it is what it is. I'm speaking. I'm preaching. Anyways, right here, here's another one. We can kind of see This is kind of like just a basic strategy where we see momentum's coming up over time, along with money flow is also curving. This is a pretty good curvature on money flow right here. And then we also get this close green dot. And then if you even wanted to wait till money flow crossed over right here, you could have entered in around here. But say you entered on this blue line where when you saw Vwap heading upwards and that green dot, let's see what if you got in right here, 0.84%, 0.85, not bad. I mean, that's pretty close to 1%. And this is where leverage can come in. Like, leverage is definitely a double-edged sword. It can work for you and it can work against you. But say you were using like 5x leverage, which is pretty reasonable and pretty safe. I don't know about safe because I guess anything can happen and it can go against you, but it's pretty reasonable. It's not crazy or anything like 100x, which is completely crazy. Using 5x, you've got a good wiggle room and good room for error, I guess. But you see like 0.5 or 0.85% if you're using 5x leverage, that would have put you at 4.25%. And if we're thinking about that chart that we were talking about earlier, making 1% per day, this was within 3 hours. We made 4%. Like, that's pretty good. I mean, you've already made your percentage for that day if you wanted. But then, let's move on. Let's go back here. This was a big dump. And I mean, oh, I need to get rid of. Well, I'm going to get rid of all this drawing. Okay, all right. Let's go. Come on. Okay, so right here is another pretty good example. Well, it's a great example, honestly. We can see, like, look at this tight trigger wave right here. We got good curvature on the Vwap, good thick round Vwap. Plus, we got this tight trigger wave with a red dot right here. And then if we go kind of look back over time, we see money flow was up, it crossed down, and right here, money flow is in the red. Go ahead and take a shot. If you would have taken a shot, let's see what percentage that would have been. Let's say you got in around here or something. You could have held all the way down here if you wanted to play it safe and exit on this green dot. 3%. That's 3 days if you're just looking at 1% without leverage. If you're using 5x leverage, that's going to be 15%, which would be worth 15 days of trading if you're thinking about that chart as well. And let's see. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, well, let's see right here. Here's another one. We got a good trigger wave right here, nice and smooth, good curvature on the Vwap. Money flow is in the green. Say you entered right here. Let's see, what was that? 0.84%. Another, if you're using 5x, that's another 4% right there. Another 4 days of worth of trading if you want to think about it that way. Let's see right here, we got 3 of these BitBoy green dots, and these are just signaling that a potential bottom is near. And then, I mean, we did have money flow in the red, but let's say you see, like right here, if you would have entered right here, you could have seen money flow is curving up. This would have been a more riskier play, I guess, but let's see how much this was. Around 4%. If you're using 4% by itself, if you're using 5x leverage, that's 20% that you made within 2 hours, 2-3 hours. And I mean, you could have also seen that even if you would have waited to enter on this candle right here, you could have seen that the RSIs came together and were heading upwards. Plus, you could have seen Vwap was bullish and heading upwards. Okay, and then this one right here. Let's see, this is good example of another basic strategy. You see momentum coming down. We also see money flow coming down. Say you would have entered around here. That would have been 1%, a good 1%. If you're using 5x leverage, that's 5% that you just made. All right. So, and that is all within, or here's another one. Here's a pretty good basic strategy again. We see momentum heading downwards overall, and then we also see this is a good money flow curvature heading upwards. This is like 3/4 of the wave where you want to enter. If you would have entered here, around 3%, 15% if you're using leverage. That's a little bit longer of a trade, but if you would have got in and gone out, that's like still 2% right there if you got out on that first red dot. And these RSIs were nice and low too. That would have been a good trade right there. Take your profits, make your money. And as always, this is not financial advice. Make sure you do your own research, do your own studying. And yeah, this is definitely not financial advice. And let's see, this is all within, I kind of want to, let's see. I think he was within like 4 days. Yep, like 4.5 days. That you could have made, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could have made 7 pretty good trades within 4 days that were all upwards of or close to 1%. And just for kicks, this is gonna be the last thing I do in this video. Let's just get like a rough estimate of what kind of percentage we would have made right here. Okay, so say we entered this one and we held it all the way up for 10 hours. Talk about those diamond hands and everything, and we are using 5x leverage, so 3%. That's going to be around 15%. That was a long play right here. Let's see, average entry right there, around 1%. That's, if we're using 5x leverage, that's going to be around 5%. So another 5%. We're at 20% right there. Here was a pretty good one. Let's see. Let's say we entered like right here. And we held up here. So it's like, we'll say 4%. That's going to be 20% if we're using 5x leverage. So right now we're at 40%. And then let's see right here. This one was in like another 0.8. So that's going to be like, if we're using 5x leverage, it's going to be another 4%. And then this big dump right here. Let's say we entered around here, held it all the way down here. 3% plus another 15%. And then let's see this one. Let's see, another like 4% right there. And then right here, this is the last one. Let's see. Pretty good. Let's see, we entered somewhere around here. A good 1%, so plus another 5%. That would be a total of like 68% that we made within 4 days. So if you're thinking in terms of that chart that we went over at the beginning of this video right here, that's like 2 months worth of trading that you did within 4 days. That's like 68%. We're not considering losses that you most likely are going to take, just because that's part of trading. You will take losses, and I mean, that's just part of life. You'll take losses within your life. Like, you don't always win. You got to be able to take your losses and keep going. But so like 68%. Oh, what's 68% of 1,000? $680 within 4 days. Hey, that's pretty decent. Like, that's not bad. You're definitely not making millions of dollars, but it's a start. And you just gotta put your mind into perspective that this isn't impossible and you can do it. Like, literally, no excuse, never give up. And I mean, honestly, within 3 years, you could have $9 million. It's crazy. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know what you'd like to see. Let me know how I can improve. If you do want to get Market Cipher for yourself and join the Discord where I actually got this chart from, which is just a great community of traders, check out Market Cipher. The link will be in my description. You'll get access to Market Cipher and the Market Cipher Discord, which is exclusive. Nobody else can be in there unless you have Market Cipher. So thank you again for watching. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can do it. But thank you for watching, and adios. Peace.